NBC News political reporter Megan Leibowitz joins us now for more on this. Megan, good morning. So, that statement right there, uncharacteristic for Powell or really anyone who's in that role. We know he's tried to avoid confrontations with President Trump in the past. So remind us, how did we get here and what else did the Fed chair have to say?
Yes, good morning. Just to set the scene here, this comes after months of public pressure from President Trump, pressure on the Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell in particular to lower interest rates even further, arguing that the Federal Reserve had not gone far enough in lowering interest rates. And also the president has frequently publicly criticized Jerome Powell, calling him too late. Now, Jerome Powell, in his public statement, which, as you mentioned, was very unusual, had argued that the Justice Department saying that this was about his June testimony was a pretext, is how Powell put it, arguing that instead this was really about the Federal Reserve not following the interest rate drops that President Trump had actually wanted to see. Take a listen to what he had to say about that.
The threat of criminal charges is a consequence of the Federal Reserve setting interest rates based on our best assessment of what will serve the public, rather than following the preferences of the president. This is about whether the Fed will be able to continue to set interest rates based on evidence and economic conditions, or whether instead monetary policy will be directed by political pressure or intimidation.
He also said in that statement that he indicated that he was not going anywhere, saying that he would continue to do the job that the Senate had confirmed him to do, guys.
Megan, our viewers might remember an exchange between President Trump and Powell during a tour of the Fed's renovation last summer. On camera, Powell called out the president right there in front of the press over his claims that the costs of the renovations were higher than previously known. It was a clip that really went around the internet, them wearing hard hats there on the site. What is the Trump administration saying about this investigation, and does it sort of seem like that was the seeds of all this?
Yeah, so our colleague Garrett Haig actually spoke with President Trump last night, who said that he did not know anything about this, and he also argued that the Justice Department subpoenas did not have anything to do with lowering interest rates. Now, of course, as you mentioned, this all dates back for many, many months, with the president continuing to pressure the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates, and that scene that had gone viral from last year as well. Now, the White House declined to comment on this, and a Justice Department spokesperson said that they would not comment on a particular case, but indicated that Attorney General Pam Bondi had said that she had directed her team to focus on issues related to taxpayer dollars. Now, I do want to note here that the Federal Reserve is funded through other means, not through taxpayer dollars.
Who I bet is talking are some politicians out there. What's some of the reaction you're hearing in Washington?
Yeah, we saw some pretty swift backlash from Democrats in particular, but I also want to point you to what Senator Thom Tillis had to say in a post to X. Now, he said he argued that he would actually oppose the confirmation of any of the president's Federal Reserve nominees until this was resolved. Take a look at what he had to say. He wrote, quote, "If there was any remaining doubt whether advisors within the Trump administration are actively pushing to end the independence of the Federal Reserve, there should now be none." Now, other Democrats as well, that was a Republican, but other Democrats too criticized Trump, calling him, quote, "a wannabe dictator." And a Democratic Senator Chris Murphy also argued that he thought it was an effort to create an autocratic state here, guys.
All right, Megan Leibowitz, thank you so much.